Welcome to Trails of Enchantment, where we travel and discover the diverse cultures and nature of the borderland region, where we share the stories of the places, the art, and the people that make up this beautiful land. We're here to preserve and celebrate the uniqueness of the past, share a taste of the present community, and engulf the bright future that awaits. Let's start on the trail. Trails of Enchantment. Let's check out our first stop on the trail. Located in the heart of Mesilla, New Mexico, the Basilica of San Albino oversees the historic Mesilla Plaza. San Albino welcomes anyone and everyone to learn about the history of the church and dive into its past and present.
The church is an integral part of the community, and you can tell that just because of its geographical location. It sits right on the plaza itself. And so the church has always been integrated into the culture, into the community of Mesilla. And we're trying to keep that connection alive and actually strengthen that connection. And some ways in which the church does things like that, besides its liturgical functions, but it also tries to promote culture.
The parish was established in 1851 by order of the Mexican government. There were two original churches, and this church is built on those foundations. In 1906, this church was built, and it was dedicated in 1908. The church in which we are now was built on the foundation of the original churches, so the floor that we have there is no foundation on the bottom. And the central part of the town was, of course, the plaza. So they decided to build the church to which to worship. Some of our traditions might slip away, but San Albino will be here for at least another 200 years or more. As long as we have people coming to Mass, we will have a church.
This time of the year especially, we do posadas. So we do them for 8 nights before Christmas, and they're are very intense. They're a lot of fun. We begin with singing carols here at the church, and then we go to someone's house, one of the parishioners that lives not too far away, and we sing carols with them. Then we go in, we pray the rosary together, we have a potluck, we have piñatas, where we break the piñatas. So it's a time to get together and pray and celebrate and fun for the kids. So it is all about a relationship with Christ and trying to strengthen that through a variety of means. We try to build up the community, encourage people to be friends with each other and do things together that strengthen those bonds of friendship.
San Albino was a saint, he was a French saint. So there's very little known of who Saint Alban was. So we do know that he was a French bishop, he in the 500s, and died in 591, somewhere around there. But San Albino became our patron saint, and his feast day is March 1st. So he is the first feast day procession that we have around the plaza, along with the other ones.
If you see behind me, we are working on the gold leaf for the high altar. Gold leaf itself, oftentimes people will use a gold paint that has bronze and copper in it, and those tarnish over time. And really the only way to always make sure it's shiny is use 24 karat gold. And so it's a gold leaf process, so that's what we're doing here. And that's part of kind of the revival, time of strengthening of the parish, is taking care of the facilities that we have and encouraging more communal celebrations.
San Albino does have 3 bells. Maria Albina, which is the smallest bell, and they were cast in the 1800s in the old Raider home. Sagrado Corazon, which is the second largest bell, and the largest bell of the Basilica located on the west tower is La Campana Grande, or as we know it, Señor San Albino. The bells call parishioners to worship, and they also toll when someone has passed away from the parish. The bells that we have They were actually, before they were hung, they were baptized. They were anointed with the oils of chrism, and they were dressed in white robes. They were given padrinos, and the names of the padrinos are casted into the bells. So we are, as far as I know, we are the only church that still rings its bells and that still has the bells.
It's a great honor. It is a fantastic honor. It's a little bit daunting and scary. It is scary knowing that just being as a priest in general and being assigned as a pastor, that you have the care of souls. So for myself as the pastor, I really am responsible for the souls of all the people that live within the boundary of my parish. And that governs me so that I kind of focus my energies towards those people. The whole idea is to try and get everyone to heaven.
And whether you're from Mesilla or from out of town, our parish will always welcome you. You're always welcome. Holy Mother Church has her arms open to those who come through her doors.
Just a few doors down on the plaza, we'll find Boland's Mesilla Book Center, home to original artwork, authentic Native American jewelry, and thousands of books. The book center has been in the Blevins family since 1996, in an original adobe building that is as old as the plaza itself.
It was built as the mercantile store here in Mesilla in about 1850, and so it had a lot of people in here. Billy the Kid was probably in this building.
The lady, Betty Armstrong, remodeled it in the late 1950s. I mean, she really had to do a lot of work to get the old adobe, into shape. And then my family bought it, with my mom mainly operating it in 1966. Mrs. Armstrong wanted to retire at that time, and so we bought it, and then we lived in the back.
Well, of course our specialty is books, and we kind of specialize in Southwest history, but we have books on every subject. We've got a big mystery section, a lot of novels, and a lot of the classics. And then we have a very large children's room that's all children's books, and you could spend hours in there with kids. And so we also sell different kinds of merchandise. We sell jewelry, Indian jewelry, our Native American jewelry, and arts and crafts. We've got a lot of Indian pottery.
A lot of stuff you won't find elsewhere. Children's books, it's all good. And then people tell us, things, oh, you should have this. Oh, well, we'll get that.
We certainly try to carry the local authors' books and everything. We're kind of small, so we don't normally have book signings or anything, but we get a lot of people from all over the world that come in, and it makes it a lot of fun. You get to meet new people every day, and they're from everywhere, and everyone's always so nice. It's a great business. We have fun. We've got a lot of original art that is our collection. There's a big mural in this other room that was painted by Ken Barrick, who was the head of the art department at the New Mexico State. He painted this mural for the store, really, back in '61, I believe. And you can see a lot of his work.
Future of any bookstore I don't know. I think it'll be okay. I think so, because I still, like, younger people will buy things that maybe they're concerned about, like 1984, Brave New World, stuff that's on their mind. So I don't think it's going to go away.
I think there's something for everyone here.
Over the years, we've had numerous authors and things come in, and maybe they're long gone now, but we still carry their books. They may be gone, but their books aren't.
Whew! After a couple of stops on the trail, we might need a little rest, and we know the perfect place. Nestled in the middle of Las Cruces is a hidden-away bed and breakfast where guests are surrounded by a large, unique art collection and incredible tranquility.
In 1965, my parents moved down here from Albuquerque. This was bought as my mom's wedding present, and it was just probably about 1,500 square foot adobe single-story house. And so when they came down and my mom saw it, she noticed that there was going to be quite a few projects that will need to be done to make it more of a homey house. And so my dad was an architect. He moved down here because there was only one architect in Las Cruces. And so he decided to come down, so there was two at that time. Whenever guests come in, they don't expect to see such a large room full of art. And so when they come in, they walk through our breakfast area and they look at it and they're like, wow, this place is enormous. I don't know the exact year when she started the gallery, but it was in the 70s. One of her friends was an artist, and she said, why don't you let me, have some artwork here? And then just started to continue having more people come in. And my mom is also part of some of the art groups out there for galleries. Just having so many different artists here, my mom has grown into having this huge gallery that she has here. I mean, we have over 300 pieces of art. And it's not your cookie cutter hotel, so each room is designed differently. And we also name them after artists that my mom picked. And we try to go with some of what the motif was with the design in the rooms. The experience here for the environment is peaceful. You don't have a lot of clutter over here, or people talking loud. It's just very quiet. And being from other places, large towns that people come here, and they just enjoy how peaceful it is. They get a good night's rest, and I have heard when I asked how their whole stay is, and they're like, this place is it's just peaceful. Yes, it's a very busy street, but it's just super quiet. We're just secluded from all the sounds of the city. And my mom and dad were talking about kids and so forth. They found out they couldn't have any kids together, so they were working into adoption. And his suggestion to my mom was to adopt Native American children. And so they started doing the process, and they found my brother, who they got him when he was 6 weeks old. And then about, 6 years later, I came down here with my parents in December of, maybe 1976. Just being down here with my adoptive family, it's just the same as being with any type of other family, blood related or not. I've always loved my dad, I've always loved my mom, and I've been working with them ever since, and just remembering all the trips that we took. I can never even believe that I wasn't their real child or not. It always felt the same. My mom, she would always call us the Lundeen Dream Team, because we just all worked together. And we've helped make this place. My brother remembers helping put up certain things, and it's just, I don't know, it's like a family-owned business, just like any other blood-related family-owned business it is. They're very happy to see that we're continuing the bed and breakfast. And now that we have the art gallery, I'm going to try to help get that out locally. So we're going to do some art groups. We're doing for the love of art. We're doing some of those gallery openings too. And just bringing people in, especially the locals. A lot of the locals don't know that we're down here. 2023 was her book signing. And that was one of her best things she's ever done in her life, was to get that book out. And After her passing, it's been wonderful to even have all the different stories that have happened here in the inn. It's some crazy, funny stories. A few things where someone rode their bidet down in their room, and that's one of the stories. The man who broke my bidet. And then just having all those stories and knowing that they won't be forgotten is the best thing. Just like I said, the legacy is still out there. Our hours we try to keep during after breakfast, which would be 11 a.m. until about 4 p.m. because then that's when we start getting guests checking in. But we are open for any type of appointments as well after hours. Well, we have a website, innofthearts.com. Phone number is 575-526-3326.
Son de rojos, son de verdes, y son delicioso. They're red, they're green, and they're delicious. One of New Mexico's holiday traditions is making and eating tamales. We spend our time with Juan Morales, owner of Santa Fe Restaurant, who lets us know his family recipe in making some of his favorite traditional tamales.
Well, we're here at Santa Fe Restaurant, Picacho Hills, where we're going to talk about tamales. You know, it's that time of year again where it's a New Mexico energy bar. That's what I call it. Well, there's a big history of tamales. Tamales go way back. I'm talking about 7,000, 5,000 years. Our ancestors, the Aztecs, the Mayans, the women would make them for them before they went out to battle. As far as they used to make them out of frog, out of shrimp, out of anything that was in the Central America and South Mexico jungles. Not until the Spaniards came over here, they introduced pork in the 15th century, somewhere around there. So there's a lot of rich history, and you know, tamales has been a staple for many, many generations, for thousands of years. Okay, my process of making tamales, well, you know, it started when I was a little boy, knee-high to a jumba, you know, with Grandma Lupita, Grandma Juanita. You know, we used to gather around the table, kitchen back in those good old days when I was a little boy. So what they would do, they would get, you know, lean pork, pork shoulder, pork picnic, and boil it, either put it in a pressure cooker or just boil it with the seasonings, or prefer seasoning, onion, garlic, babies, a little bit of black pepper, and salt to taste. And then in addition to that, they would have the ristras on the outside. They would remove them from the outside. They would wash them, stem them, take the seeds off, and bring them to a boil. And then in the blender, they would blend them up. They would cook the chili, and then gradually add the meat to a shredded meat and get a savory, nice and moist red chili meat tamal feel. So that was one of the steps right there. The crucial part is the masa. So the masa, you know, everybody has their recipes. You know, it's like rock and roll. Everybody has their tune, but this is the way Santa Fe Grill does it. This is our tune. So what we do, you know, we get, say, 20 pounds of the dry masa mix. We add about, say, for example, for about 20 pounds, I would add about 2 pounds of melted lard. You could also use olive oil. You could use butter, but to get the real authentic, you want to use the lard. Then this is a key ingredient a lot of people don't use. Baking powder, it elevates, it enhances the texture of the flour. So you massage it in there, a pinch of salt, you massage it in there really, really well, mix everything in there really well, make sure it has a little bit of moisture. And if you need a little bit more moisture, well, if you have some broth left over from the pork that you cook, you could add some in there just to give it a little massage, a little moisture. They get a little pinch of the masa, and then they dropped it, it was sunk to the bottom of the glass. It wasn't ready. They had to float, and it means they needed more massaging, so they would go back to work. Also, what I like to do, a little splash of the red chili in there while it's massaging there, so give it that nice red texture, color, you know what I mean? It comes out really, really flavorful and all. So that's the way we've been making the tamales lately. And get the corn husks, put them in hot water. Just let them soak in hot water and get them nice and moist and wet. And then, you know, sometimes they have a little bit of debris in there. You know, that's why you want to wash them. You know, you don't want no dirt in there because, you know, it comes from the field. So what you want to do is get the smooth side down. And then my mother likes to use a spoon, like a flat spoon. But, you know, I'm in the business, so I use a rubber spatula, a thin rubber spatula, and it just rubs it on beautifully, nice and even, and then you get your meat in there, roll it up, and you stack them up. Here in New Mexico, you know, it's about red and green. So a lot of people, they do green chili and cheese, which is really good. And I recommend that for my vegetarian friends. And on that, on that masa, I will not use lard. I'll use olive oil, and it comes out really, really good. This part right here, it's a really nice good pot right here. There's a little water level right there. There's a skimmer there, so it could produce a steam and the tamales won't get wet. It just comes with steam. Ideally, what you want to do on a pot like that with about 80 to 90 tamales, you would bring it to boil for 15 minutes, and bring it to boil, and then simmer for 2 hours, 2.5 hours to 2 hours and 45 minutes. So what we do, we pull the tamal out. You know, I normally get the chubbiest one, the fattest one, because that one's always going to be, it's going to take the longest to cook. So I get one of those out, let it sit for a couple of minutes, maybe a minute or two. And then this is a trick. You let it sit, you know, it's steaming beautifully, it smells delicious in the kitchen. And what you do, you just lift the husk, and if it unravels, it's done, it's perfect. So look at that, look how beautiful it peeled off. So you know that the tamal's cooked to perfection right there, guys. That's the way we do it. We've been making them for the last 2 weeks of November and the last, the first week of December. So, you know, right now we've probably gone through like about, 100 dozen already that are sold and ordered already and paid for. It's always been a staple in the cold season to have a nice hot tamal off the steamer. Santa Fe Grill is known for their tamales.
For our final stop on the trail, there's one annual Christmas tradition that is not to be missed. Located in the downtown plaza of Las Cruces, the community comes together to enjoy the start of the holiday season by lighting the Christmas tree with lots of food, fun, and festivities.
So the tradition of the Christmas tree lighting is over 30 years. It started in the late 1980s. The city of Las Cruces starts by the first week of November. The process takes approximately 2 weeks, 10 days, with a crew of 10 from our Parks and Rec department. So the city bought the tree from a large company that manufactures Christmas trees worldwide. We just wanted to really keep it traditional and with that sleek look. So there are 3,200 LED lights with 200 ornaments. It covers all of Doña Ana. We're excited as a city to be able to host this event. So it really incorporates family and community together with food vendors, entertainment, and a lot of great happenings during the event. So the tree lighting will kick off at 6 p.m. The actual lighting of the tree will be at 7. We're opening up with Renee Huerta, which she's a local artist in New Mexico. Then we will have the mayor speak, and it is his last hoorah for the year. 16 years of service. Thank you, Mayor Miyagashima.
I just want to take a moment to thank each and every one of you for the years that I've been here. My wife and I and my family is out there. I can't thank you enough for all the years that you provided support to me, not just as mayor, but as city councilor, county commissioner. And I'm not going anywhere. God's willing, I'm here.
The lights of the tree will actually be lit by countdown by the mayor at 7 p.m.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Then we will have Siempre Band. And we invite everyone to come and join us at the Rio Grande Theater at 8 o'clock for the National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, $5 cover. So the city economically helps by hosting this event, by providing local vendors an opportunity to come vend their food. We also contract out with local artists as well as a sound company. This event, really, we just want smiles, memories, and for people to come back every year.
Thanks for joining us on Trails of Enchantment. We'll see you on our next trail adventure.